So Backlash 2026 is on May 9th, and today we're going to talk about it. Backlash is supposed to be, or used to be, the most important post-WrestleMania PLE. This is where WWE tells you what actually matters next, not what matters at Mania or what matters for the summer going towards SummerSlam. Backlash is the test. So let's go, for the most part, match by match, and let's be honest about what's hot right now, what's weird, and what's carrying this card. So let's get going with the first match and the main match that they're going to be promoting for this event, which is Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu for the World Heavyweight Championship. This is the match that carries Backlash this year. Roman Reigns is the champion. Jacob Fatu, the Samoan werewolf, is challenging him. Why? Because he needs money. Simple as that. Is that too much? He needs money. He wants to provide for his family. In order to do that, he needs to become champion. I think it's fair. On Raw, 2 weeks ago, this past week, Roman accepted, but 2 weeks ago, Jacob challenged him. The acceptance segment this week was a little interesting because for the first time we saw Roman be tackled down by someone, Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu isn't being presented as just another challenger. He's being presented as a consequence of Roman Reigns. What do I mean by that? Well, let's talk about it. Think about what the bloodline became under Roman's rule. Roman built that structure. He curated it a few years ago, and to the point he weaponized it. And now, the structure that he built, or the consequences of that structure, is attacking him from the inside. Jacob Fatu came to the WWE as a consequence of Solo Sikoa becoming a heel, meaning he betrayed the original bloodline. He started his own faction. In order to start his own faction, he needed his own people. Jacob Fatu was one of them. So the only reason he's here is because of Solo, and by extension, Roman Reigns. Jacob Fatu doesn't feel like a man trying to win a title. He feels like everything Roman created coming back to reclaim him, or everything that he's created, or everything that he's won. Money, the power, the acknowledgements. The feud has family, tribal war energy all over it. And family war energy is Samoan wrestling when it's done right. Hits on a completely different frequency than a standard title match. But my question for you guys when it comes to this match, is Jacob Fatu ready, number one? And is he being positioned as Roman's next victim? Or is WWE actually ready to let someone feel genuinely dangerous enough to shake the tribal chief down? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. We move on to the next match of this PLE, which is Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker. Here is where it gets really interesting, but complicated at the same time. Seth Rollins is hands down one of the best performers on the roster. There's no debate there. But this match isn't really about Seth. This match is a referendum on whether Braun Breaker is ready for that next tier in the main roster, which means main event status. Because Braun has all the physical tools to make it work. He's explosive. He's credible. He looks like someone who could actually hurt you. But there is a difference between looking that part and carrying a major PLE match. And not only one match, several matches throughout a year. Seth can make anyone look good. He has done it his entire career. The question is whether Braun can hold up his side of the exchange. If Braun wins, and wins convincingly, WWE has the next and new upper tier guy, along with Obafemi. If he wins messily though, or loses, or he wins with cheating, that type of match tells you exactly where the ceiling is for Braun Breaker. So we'll see. The next match I want to talk about is IYO Sky versus Asuka. So before I get in deep with this, when I see this match, the first thing I think, and it came up on me this morning when I talked to my wife about it, is this is AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura, WrestleMania 34. It's, a high flyer versus a strong style competitor. Strong style being Asuka, high flyer being IYO Sky. We all remember how we felt after the AJ and Shinsuke match at 34. It was okay. We knew they could have gone better if they let them. If they released them to do what they knew best, especially since they've probably faced each other in the past. I don't recall, and don't quote me on it. They can go all out. And I can say the same about these two women as well. If you let them do anything they can in that match, to basically tell them, give us all you got. This match, if you let them, can steal the night. Just let them go. Let them go. This one has emotional damage written all over it. Setup, simply, IYO and Asuka, former teammates, former allies, now in direct conflict. Asuka interfered and cost IYO's match on Raw, but even before that, Asuka's been trying to force IYO to acknowledge her as her senpai. They did it with Kairi. There was supposed to be a Kairi story involved, but unfortunately, Kairi is no longer here. Honestly, it feels like there's a jealousy and pride angle between these two women who have carried the women's division throughout the years. It seems obviously that Asuka is jealous of IYO's sharp success, while Asuka is staying mid for these past couple years, and maybe she's blaming her for it. But honestly, I hope IYO Sky and Asuka can deliver in this match. I hope they just let them all out. IYO Sky needs to be the full emotional focus of this feud, not just as IYO the wrestler, but as a person. The story works if we understand what this betrayal costs IYO on a personal level. If this is just a match-to-match booking because fans are asking for it, with no deeper emotional thread or storyline behind it, it won't hit the way WWE wants it to hit. Yes, it's a great match on paper, on spreadsheet, on an AI prompt, but if you don't put the story behind it, you don't let them shoot the way they know they can, and we've seen videos outside of WWE how these two can go, then we can have a match of the night if you let them have it. That's me, guys. The next match is Trick Williams versus Sami Zayn for the US title. I'm going to be honest with you. This one, the way it got built, is strange. Williams has the momentum ever since pre-WrestleMania and towards WrestleMania and now past WrestleMania. Sami Zayn is perhaps one of the best underrated storytellers on the roster. But the direction that built this match, I feel is odd with the damn gingerbread. We will talk about the gingerbread man situation on the SmackDown talk, but that is mostly what's carrying this match at this point, which is so freaking weird. And yes, that is a real situation that's happening on SmackDown if you haven't been watching. Now, the question is whether this pairing has enough genuine heat to feel like a must-see championship match. I don't know. It depends if you were into the gingerbread story. If you are, you're committed to the story. If you were mid, you're mid about this match. If you're not, you're probably going to barely pay attention to this match. Is Danhausen and mystery partner versus The Miz and Kit Wilson. Danhausen's crossover appeal throughout all the fandom is real. I've talked about Danhausen on this channel a few times by now. His indie credibility, everyone knows it. It's authentic as hell. And he's just over. He's probably he's not the biggest merch seller at WrestleMania, but he's one of the closest ones up there. The best merch seller, believe it or not, is CM Punk for WrestleMania. Now, the mystery partner situation creates a little bit of curiosity, but we'll probably find out within the next couple days. But The Miz and Kit Wilson needs to be presented as an actual threat for this to land as anything other than a comedy segment. You think Finn Balor? R-Truth? Nah, R-Truth is working with Damian Priest right now, so I don't think that's going to happen. I miss NXT. Come to town. Oh, Finn Balor, you think is going to show up? Maybe. But anyway, it's probably going to be the first match of the night, and it's probably going to be a throwaway match. It'll probably be a quick 5 minutes. Mark my words. Anyway, Backlash 2026 feels like WWE took some of the leftovers from WrestleMania that they were going to probably use, but they chose not to, then threw it in one pot. There was obviously a build-up for Danhausen between The Miz and Kit Wilson, but they could have done it in WrestleMania. They didn't. They did it here instead. There was the IYO Sky versus Asuka match. That could have been in WrestleMania. They didn't do it. They're going to do it here. It's the unfortunate fate of Backlash this past couple years. And as always, you add some corporate seasoning. Maybe we'll get an AI prompt video or two. Who knows? We'll see. Don't worry though. We'll see what they're cooking. But here's where I think of this show. The top of the card is going to be always compelling. Roman Reigns versus Fatu alone justifies the live event. Seth versus Braun has real stakes at hand because it is pretty much setting the future for Braun Breaker for the next couple years. IYO versus Asuka has some history behind it, so hopefully they keep building on it to make this match matters. The problem is going to be in the middle of the card. Right now, it looks a little bit off, maybe unfinished. I just feel having just Danhausen and The Miz is a little too little. And the Trick Williams and Sami Zayn storyline based on a gingerbread man is just weird. Anyway, WWE had direction they were building towards, and some of these just don't feel like they're going to connect. Is this card premium event level? Half of it is. Is it hot? I told you the top of the card is hot, but it is not going to, I don't think it's going to be the greatest job. I don't know. I feel a little off after WrestleMania. I don't know what to expect anymore. Backlash is either WWE proving the creative direction post WrestleMania is real and it's going to be good and not to worry, or it's going to be revealing it was always about tying up loose ends the Backlash way. May 9th will give us the answer. So let me know your thoughts in the comment. Are you excited for the Backlash PLE? If so, let me know which match you are most excited for. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.